pretty quick pace around here. It's Top Doc Summer, and we brought you a number of wonderful guests, each and every one of them one of the top docs that met a couple of months ago. We'll continue with the Top Doc Summer festivities as the August schedule rolls around, and we are in the gun lap of the month of July, last week in July. So we're going to do some cleanup around here and give you an opportunity maybe to chime in. It's been a while since we've just opened it up and let you come on in at any moment and set the pace. So a little out of keeping for us, we normally do this on Fridays. Of course, our Fridays are now Beresher Fridays. Felt I had to give you an opportunity to do just that today. Come on in when you feel you'd like to. Just dial us up at 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262, and find out what's on your mind. Talk about anything you've heard recently on our show, anything you'd like to hear on our show, just commentary in general. The number to do that, 412-825-6262. I've got a number of things on my plate to share with you. It's about time we start talking more about our products here. They are limited. I don't really push that many products. It's really not necessary when you've looked at this the way I have. I'll share with you which ones I recommend, why I recommend them, and where you can get them. Also, to the protocols. Are we getting very famous for our protocols, folks? And this ozone one is just the tripwire. And that we're being rushed by you out there who have heard the Dr. Frank Schallenberger shows dating all the way back till January of 2014. Here we are in the protocols designed by Frank for the IRB that we cooperate. 160 docs, all trained by Frank, are now out there offering the ozone protocols in the exact same way throughout the country, and then submitting ultimately the results to the FDA itself so that they can scrutinize what's being done and actually make a decision that we hope leads to having this as an insurance-covered service. With your afflictions, you can't wait for that because I can't assure you how quickly that will take, how much time it'll take, but at least it's here and now, and the ozone protocols are something I will be discussing today too. So remember, if in the course of our discussion today you want to call and ask a question, make a comment, this is a get 'em up out of town open phone version of the show. That number 412-825-6262. Now, let's take a look at the calendar and see what we got lined up so far. On the Thursday, look, eye protocols are very famous around here. They were started by Dr. Edward Condrat not too long ago, at least to the extent that he had put this program together over a 12-year period, but has been traveling all over the country and, for that matter, the world, treating people with very serious eye diseases. You know him very well. He's been a frequent guest on our show and a frequent visitor to his hometown. Now, last year, it's been a 1-year anniversary. He turned over the keys to the vehicle to us, and we now offer this program. We do it once a month here, so unlike Ed, who came maybe 3 times a year, sometimes 4, we're doing one of these programs a month, each and every month, a 3-day treatment program to help those who are afflicted with eye disorders and afflicted with the ones that really don't have much assistance awaiting you out there. Things like, well, when they're retinal, there's a problem with the conventional medical model, and things like macular degeneration. That's a retinal disease. Whether it's wet or dry, it's still retinal, and as such, not going too far with that disorder being treated by the conventional medical community. Likewise, certainly is the case of glaucoma, the worst of all the eye conditions, because that one, that'll completely rob you and lead you to total blindness if you don't intervene and reverse it. Once again, the conventional medical community unable to go there, talking about reversing it. Diabetic retinopathy, these poor individuals who have a lifelong affliction with their blood sugars end up having microvascular debacle as they age, and there's no more important an area, no more important a zip code when it comes to microvascular perfusion than the back of the eye, the retina itself. And when it isn't perfused properly, as it is expect, loss of vision is right around the corner, and consequently diabetic retinopathy is another one of those things that the conventional medical community just is not prepared to help you with. Now we throw in the cataracts. Even though there's a surgery for it, we'd like to think that you should postpone. Absolutely put that surgery off to the end of all other options, and there are certainly plenty of them. So we put these four together as the reason why you may want to come and hear more about the eye protocol, the Pittsburgh Eye Protocol, which is the namesake that we tackled on to Dr. Ed Condrat's Healing the Eye program. He's involved in every single case. He, no matter where he is in the world, and you know we travel with him to find out where he has gone, his trusted computer gets all the information no matter where when he was in Spain, we got all the patient information we needed from him, and we were able to hold our most recently held eye treatment program even while he was caminatoing across the northern coast of Spain. So, I mentioned it this week because there's a free eye seminar. We're holding it here on Thursday. If you are afflicted with any of those previous eye conditions, or there's some other rare ones, if you've just been told, look, there's not much can be done here, we're going to follow you, we'll monitor you, don't settle for that. There is plenty to be done. Find out more about it. And you can't drive, have someone bring you, or if it's someone you're related to or just an acquaintance of, you pick them up and you bring them here. That's Thursday night, 6 o'clock, a free eye treatment seminar. If you come on, we'll spend probably about an hour, just a little over the hour, talking about the program as well as the 10 Eye Essentials. That's the most recent book written by Dr. Ed Condrat. We will be giving it out as a token of our appreciation for you coming out, that free book. You take it home with you. It's our gift from us to you, actually from Ed to us to you, and you'll be able to start on 10 Eye Essentials to already get your eyesight back to normal, back to be able to do what it once has done. Most of the 10 Eye Essentials you can do on your own. The ones that you can't, that's why we're here to help, and that's why we do have the 3-day eye treatment program. Now, we just completed one group last week, but I'm giving you the new numbers for August. The August Eye Protocol will be held August 18, 19, and 20. That's August 18, 19, and 20. Plenty of time to get your information in, your evaluations done, and get that off to Ed so that we can get the microcurrent devices programmed and have all that here by the time the 18th rolls around. So, to find out more, once again, this Thursday night here in my office, 6 o'clock, give us a call if you're thinking about coming, just so we have an idea how many of you will be coming here. The number here is 724-942-3002. That's 724-942-3002. And that'll, of course, be the 31st of July. And we flip the page, and we move right to Friday, August 1st. And who comes back on August 1st with a good friend, Dr. Angelo Mitsos, the podiatrist up in Newcastle, who literally introduced me not too long ago to the Beresha line. We've been fully invested in this unique, one-of-a-kind set of products, sets of drinks. It's something, I mean, you got to be drinking something all day. If you're drinking water, I think you probably don't need Beresha, okay? Because there's nothing more healthy than the right kind of water. If you're looking to have something sweet tasting, you better watch out, because you're going to get yourself in the gym. No matter what you think you're drinking, if it's sweet tasting, there's a problem. There's a cephalic component to any sweet drink that sets off a hormonal set of events that you never thought, that I never thought was even possible. You might as well take and eat the plate of spaghetti or have the real Coke. Don't worry about the Diet Coke, because the end result is you get this just a hormone gush, talking about insulin, through that diet drink than you would if you had the real drink or some other big carbohydrate load. Unfortunate as that may be, we have been hoodwinked by the manufacturers of processed foods to think that we're doing such a good job. We wanted to give me the diet Coke, or give me the diet this, and the diet that, and the low-calorie this. And as it turned out, if there was a sweet taste associated with it, you were getting no benefit, and I mean none, from having drank the stuff. You thought that you were in better shape. You never were, because the cephalic response is triggered physiologically to set in play these hormonal responses. So it's the sweet taste. Anyway, the Beresha line fights through that. Beresha line does not have that kind of a response. Beresha line actually has no. It is glycemic indexed, very, very, very low glycemic index. The pancreas doesn't get put into play. There is no gush of insulin, and to find out, they had to do research to get there. We learned from the CEO of the company just last Friday. How'd you like that? Got up early enough to spend some time with us. I thought it was an interesting interview for this motivation behind starting this company. But you heard from the captain's mouth himself. These are one of a kind. You can't find them anywhere. There's only one company that makes them, and we have jumped on the bandwagon. I think we are very comfortable with our relationship with Beresha. On Friday, we'll bring Dr. Angela Mitzos back in preparation. We're moving toward August 13th. As we talk about these products, you can get them on the website. Now you got to go to PittsburghEyeProtocol.com because that's where I put all my products up. We're going to be talking about some of those today, but the Beresha line is available now. There is a coffee, there is a tea, peach mango. By the way, outstanding taste. And then a new one is a lemon. I don't know, lemon drink, lemonade. It is the closest thing to Reamer's I've seen in a long time. No to low glycemic index involved. You'll love these products. If you're thinking about, I would like to try them first, then come on in. You're going to want to be here on August 13th at 6 o'clock. We'll have a free tasting. Everybody that comes, you'll get to try them all and learn if that's something that you think that you'd like to be able to take home with you. So you can either wait to the 13th, or if the excitement's getting to you, go to PittsburghEyeProtocol.com, click on the icon marked products. Top one says Beresha line. Click on it. It takes you right to my portal. In the website, you can purchase whatever you want right there. And hey, we got a knock on the door. So why don't you come on in the store? Hello, welcome aboard. What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Good morning, Dr. Courtney.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, I just I want to tell you, I've been listening to your Top Doc series.
Oh yeah, they've been great, haven't they?
Oh, I gotta say, I think that they are probably the most informative radio that I have heard in years. Kudos to Dr. Condra for putting that book together, and big kudos to you for getting it out to us. These doctors have been phenomenal.
They are one of a kind, are they not? And,
they are definitely. And I'll tell you, I've listened to all of them. Of course, I've been loving the Dr. Schallenberg information, but the Top Talk book just blew me away. Dr. Lee Cowden.
Yeah, how about that guy, huh?
Awesome. I love his technologies. It's something that I'm more familiar with. Both David and I are familiar with that type of technology that it does with your emotions.
Evox. That Evox technology?
Yes. And I'm telling you, for people who have issues that they're at the end of their rope, that would definitely be worth trying. I called and talked to him for a while, and boy, that's the thing. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you that, and I wanted to invite your listeners to a talk that I'm doing, if you're okay with that.
Go ahead.
Carnegie Library has invited me to do a series for them. So this Wednesday, I'm doing the first part of a natural home series. And so people will get a lot of information there about the toxins in their homes. And a couple weeks from now, I'll be doing one on the outside. But this Wednesday night, the 30th, I think that is. Or Wednesday night, all of a sudden I can't remember the date, the 16th, I believe. No, it is. I'm looking at the wrong calendar. This Wednesday night at 6:30 at the Mount Washington Branch Library. For all of your listeners who are not right in the South Hills, this is easy for your North Hills people to come to. This talk is called, it's about inside your house, all the toxins that people have that they don't realize that they're ingesting. I'll give them some tips on how to use the essential oils that they can get through you to keep their home clean and the air clean. But I'm also going to do a segment on houseplants as superheroes and how they can actually clean the air in their home with houseplants, including like benzene, toluene, and formaldehyde.
All right. Look, give us the time and give us the place. When and when?
It's this Wednesday night.
30th. I get you the date. It's the 30th of July.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning for me.
30th July, and where?
At the Mount Washington Branch Carnegie Library, which is one block away from St. Mary the Mount. On the top of Mount Washington on Grandview Avenue, and it's right across from the second overlook up there. So people can come up. It's at 6:30, and it's only an hour, but I'll stick around and answer questions for another hour if they want. And they come up, and then they can enjoy the view. All
right, you certainly should. I mean, watch where you're parking there, but don't take a left turn lightly. It's a big drop off. Hey.
But anyways, just keep up the top talk.
Oh yeah, we got more top dogs to go. We'll get them all in here. But you mentioned Lee Cowden. What a star he is, and to think he's a board certified cardiologist, and he's not said one thing about cardiology the entire time he's been on my show. The man's so versatile, and he's so profound in whatever he got into. That I love the fact that he was royalty and said, "Get me out of here! I don't want to do this." That to me was amazing.
Oh, I agree with you, and you kind of hit that nail on the head. You're right. He is like royalty. He is a cardiologist. He has all this background, and he is so, in a sense, just quiet about what he does. And he is a powerhouse, but you would never know it unless you asked him, because he doesn't toot his own horn. He's a fabulous guy, and the knowledge. Oh my God!
Yeah, I'll bring him back. There's only about 30.
So much on your show, but the knowledge he has is amazing.
Well, all the top docs are great. I enjoyed Lee. It was nice of him actually to request to come back to talk about his cancer treatments last week. Because he actually wanted to get back at the Pittsburgh audience, and so I enjoyed having him. And knowing Lee now as I do, he'll be back again, and you keep an ear out for him because he will return.
Oh, I will, and you know what, Doc? I think it's fabulous what you do. I mean, we would not get to hear people like this or get this connection if you didn't get out there and find these people and bring them to us. So hats off to you.
Hey. Thank you for tipping your hand off to me. I tip my hand off to the entire city of Pittsburgh. It's a pleasure to do it. Good luck to you with your little thing coming up on Wednesday.
Okay, thanks, Doc.
Yeah, okay, good day, Paige. Yeah, well, we can say about Dr. Lee Cowden. What can you say about him? All right, I'm still looking into August. I mentioned that we're working to this tasting, Barisha tasting in my office. Going to be here at 6 o'clock, so if you're anywhere near here and think you'd like, before I try that, you're saying, I'm not getting that stuff without actually having tried it. Well, that's why we're giving you the opportunity to do so. The 13th here. Dr. Angelo Mitsas will be my guest on Friday. This coming Friday, as well as the following Friday, leading up to that August 13th encounter in my office. Other guests for August. Susie Weiss is going to be here the first Monday. That's August 4th. That'll be 1 week from today. Of course, she'll be here in preparation for her essential oils conference and seminar that she gives first Thursday of the month. Now, I got a little buzz from her, and I'm going to mention it now. She requested that instead of doing this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I keep announcing it as 2, and that's the way it's been. She'd like to hold it a little earlier because she's getting out of Dodge to attend a big conference on essential oils up there in Michigan. So the change for those of you who want to come to this, maybe it works out better in your schedule, maybe it doesn't, 10 o'clock in the morning instead of 2 o'clock in the afternoon is my most recent upgrade. We'll have her talk about it when she's here on next Monday's show, and she will be our guest. Then on Wednesday, folks, we've missed her. Come on, fess up. Dr. Baba Babu herself, Susan Smith-Jones. We had her aboard with us in July because she was out in Scandinavia doing something. We're going to ask her to share with us what that something was, and she'll be back with us on Wednesday the 6th. Looking forward to that. Then here's a top doc. Boy, you don't want to miss one that really is a highlighter show. This gentleman, Dr. Jerry Tennant, has a pretty tragic story for his own personal health problems that required him to figure out a way to correct them because he knew doggone well that if he didn't do that, he was never going to get better again. Now, that's a heck of a revelation. He had to rely on himself. But that's some real moxie to think that somebody would think that way. Not only did he find a way, he's now marketed that way, and he teaches that way. And he's going to be bringing his new approach to treating disorders through voltage. How about that for a word? He talks in electrical terms all doggone time. But he has been able to see every body process in terms of electricity and voltage, and Dr. Jerry Tennant will be our guest on the 11th. You don't want to miss him. And what else we got going on there? Then the eye protocol, like I said, on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of the month, and that just about rounds out the schedule as I know it to this moment. Okay, let's do this, folks. Come back. We're going to start out with a very light way of beginning. 6 mantras to start your day. Everybody needs to start their day bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Well, came across these. They're enlightening. They're spiritually uplifting. It's a great way to start the show anyway. 6 ways to start your day. We'll be back in a moment with those. morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AIM Impact on Your Health. Heard here in KHB 620 each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney with you today on a Monday morning version of the show, slightly different. We've had so many top doc performances, and we've been using Fridays now to introduce you to Beresha. We just haven't given you enough time to come on in and check in and get relieve that pressure. You know, you get so wound up out there listening to these shows, and then you want to get rid of that pressure that's building up inside you. We're giving you the opportunity today. So this is an open phone day. It is a get 'em out of town version of the show for a Monday, getting back into town. And the number to do that, as you would know by now, dial us up at 412-825-6262. That's 412-825-6262. I'll be listening for that knock on the door. Now, came across this by scouring and looking at the computer the other day, and thought it would be a wise way to get your day started, not maybe just today, but every day. 6 mantras you should say every morning. I don't think you need all 6. I think you need to get one, maybe switch off, but these are spiritually uplifting. Well, you see what I mean. These are put together by a Jen Cohen Crompton. I mention it because some of her insights I'll actually read as I pick the 6 that she picked and tell you maybe how you'd be best starting your day. So before we get into that, why don't we take our first caller? Come on in the store. Hello and welcome aboard. What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Yes, Dr. Courtney, I remember with these new top docs and the information, especially Dr. Levy, I remember you talking about strontium. Do you feel the same way about strontium, or would that fit in a different way now? With the...
I feel the same about strontium in terms of a mineral, a trace mineral, that it's one of the 80 traces, and you'll find it in no other supplement. You have to get trace minerals in order to get the minimal, just a minimal amount. You don't need much strontium, but there are enzyme systems in your body that's got to have it. So if you don't provide it in the real sense, your body has to try an enzymatic workaround, and that's never as efficient as the actual substance itself would have made it. So I feel as strong about strontium now as I ever did. How about cesium? How about rubidium? How about all these California? How about all these minerals that have just such a trace component in certain mountain spring supplied water supplies, but nonetheless, they are part of the 82. I think there's 82 trace minerals, and we have to supplement for them either directly or indirectly, but we better get them.
Okay, and then now that you've had some top docs on about homeopathic remedies, you still feel the same way about homeopathic HCG?
Well, you know, it's just I've never had. Here's the way I'd feel about it. Homeopathic HCG. That's something that has been recently put together in an attempt by those who cannot supply the actual hormone. Now I'm talking about there's chiropractors out there, there are naturopaths out there who saw a market and went to try to fill that market. I said that HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin, was the safe way if you're going to lose a lot amount of weight and have such a low caloric intake to prevent muscle wasting, because that's what HCG does. That's been documented medically for 100 years. There has been no documentation that this is being done by the homeopathic forms. And I've told those on the radio show, and I tell you right now, and for anybody listening, I don't want you to get scammed by more recent inroads on certain practitioners in the area that claim they have a way to do this program without taking HCG. They have a homeopathic formula, they say, that can do it. I say, you know what? I don't believe it can, but there's one way to find out. Halfway through the program, call me and tell me you want a blood test called a CPK. CPK is a creatinine phosphokinase, and CPKs are elevated whenever muscles are degrading. If this is such a wonderful way of losing weight, and there's a homeopathic way of preventing your muscles from being wasted, then the CPK levels should be normal, because they are normal when you use HCG, the real HCG. Now, I don't know the answer to the question about the homeopathics, but those practitioners who claim that there's no muscle wasting, it's up to them to be able to prove that there's no harm to come from people that are using homeopathic HCG. So I won't be doing the study, but I think that those who claim that you're safe by using those have an obligation to make certain that they prove it. And if they're not doing it, I'll step in and say, I'll order that CPK. You call me, and then we'll find out. Fair enough?
Yes. And one other thing, are you going to be doing that cancer screening test for the DNA?
We have, yeah. I had Jimmy on my show just a couple weeks ago, and we had an entire show launching those cancer profiles, genomic cancer profiling. This was I'm looking for Jimmy Barber. He was my guest on July 7th. If you want to find out more, ladies and gentlemen, about cancer screening, if you've got it in your family, cancer that is, and you're concerned about maybe you having a proclivity to developing the same cancer, there's a test, a genetic test, oftentimes covered by your insurance, that will allow you to know your potential for developing those cancers. And we do have those kits here, and we'll be happy if you have a mind and would like to be tested, give us a call so we can come in and get you set up with the kit. And it's only a buccal swab. You only have to take a swab from the tissue on the inside of the jaw, inside of the cheek, and we send it off to get analyzed, and they can do it from that point. Okay? Okay.
And your vitamin C, is that it's organic, I would assume, and extracted by a natural process?
Oh yeah, if you're talking about the liposomal form of vitamin C, that little kit we put together, is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Organic, as well as able to be non-GMO, okay? Which is the idea behind why we had to switch from corn-derived forms. But we found, in our case, our vitamin C, which is actually ascorbic acid, is citrus-derived, organic citrus-derived. And the lecithin, by the way, is not derived from soy. It's derived from organic sunflower-derived. So we've kept and maintained the purity of the rules that you would expect to hold me to. I held myself to them, and they are absolutely pure products all the way around.
And one last thing, I guess you recommend that MCG once a year.
Yeah, well, when you do an MCG, based on what you scored, because an MCG, ladies and gentlemen, is a electronic, non-invasive way of determining how much plaque you might have in your coronary arteries. That's a pretty important set of arteries there, and we have a pretty invasive way that has become the gold standard for assessing them. It's called a coronary artery catheterization, and it ain't fun, and it's pretty risky, and we don't want anybody to have a cath. Well, lo and behold, the electronic world has put together a device called MCG, stands for multifunctional cardiogram, that in 3 minutes is able to tell us how much plaque is in those coronary arteries, as though you had a cath, but you never really had the cath. In fact, you're fully clothed, laying on a bed in my office, and it'd be 91% accurate. Hey, that's for me. Isn't that for you?
Yes.
And depending on how you score 0, 1, or 2, you're able to get one of these once a year. If you scored 3, 4, or 5, you're able to get another MCG once every 6 months. And if you've scored 6 or higher, you're able to get a repeat one in 3 months, and the insurer will pay for it based on those scores. Did I answer your question?
Yes. And one last thing, you were talking about having this liposomal product. Would it be better to have a liposomal full spectrum C, or would the L-ascorbate be the best option for doing that liposomal form?
Yeah, you put in a nuance. Whenever you're talking about vitamin C, you're not the stuff that you're taking is the ascorbic acid component. Vitamin C is wrapped up in a big envelope full of protective sheathing called ascorbic acid. And whenever you're taking ascorbic acid / vitamin C, you're not getting any vitamin C. You're only getting the covering. It was told to me once that if you had a 500 milligram capsule of vitamin C, that it would be the size of a tennis ball. You're not ever taking vitamin C when you're taking ascorbic acid. You're taking the antioxidant wrapping, and that's why you're using it. It's where the antioxidant is found. And so it's ascorbic acid. I know we get confused sometimes. You are not taking vitamin C at all when you take that powder. And somebody writes it on the back of a supplement bottle, you're not getting vitamin C in that degree. When you see the vitamin C levels, they're usually about 50 milligrams. The total daily dose that's only required is 60 milligrams. But when we're taking 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C, that's miscalled. That's misnomered. You're really taking the ascorbic acid, not the vitamin C. Am I understood?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Any other great questions? Everybody will benefit from them. Any?
Well, there have been some criticisms about vitamin C thickening the arterial lining and promoting some, again, this may be some misinformation, but that's what they report on the internet sometimes.
Don't know anything about those reports, and believe you me, if there would have been some negative result from utilizing vitamin C, and I mean ascorbic acid, I'm not talking about vitamin C, I think I would have heard him by now, and I just haven't. So I can't really support this negative. If you want to fire me a paper or some article for me to check, I will run it down. But as of right now, I don't know such a thing even exists. Never heard of it.
Okay, Dr. Courtney, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Wonderful questions. Glad you asked them. Hope our listeners really enjoyed them too. You see how it works around here. We are in an open phone now where we're letting you come on in to set the agenda. I'm trying to find out some great ways to start today, but you know what? We're starting it with you. You are calling in to find out what's on your mind, so why don't we get to our next caller and say, good morning, hello, welcome aboard, what's on your mind, go right ahead.
Hi, Dr. Courtney.
Hi.
Your program's a good way to start the morning.
It is a good way, isn't it? 3 days a week.
Yes.
How can I help you, Kat?
Just had a question on what your opinion is of having an organic acid test done, where they, look at the urine and kind of find out what your organ function is, kind of a little bit of metabolism, and what you're absorbing and what you're not absorbing, I guess.
Yeah. With this absorption issue, we're getting down to your ability to absorb. And so that we find out whenever we do the testing for there's certain acids to show up. You had to have absorbed the original protein or any other substance for it to have occurred, for you to get a test. And it does indicate if you have absorption issues. And I do feel that is very much well warranted and appreciated. I tend not to worry too much. I mean, I have so many people come to me with overt gastrointestinal symptoms. I don't have to take a guess. Geez, I wonder how their absorption is coming. I can infer if they're having GI symptoms, they are not having the right absorption levels. And so we're going to go ahead and fix the gut as our primary approach, not worry about the testing. Once the gut is fixed, I guess we could have checked to make certain that everything is working fine. But having their symptoms, their GI symptoms alleviated, I think was enough. I haven't gone to the next step and say, oh, now let me check and see how well this works. I have to admit, I've not done that, but I fixed a lot of guts in my time to get it to the point where they had no symptoms ever again. And to me, that was my real mission. But I have no doubt, I have no negative viewpoint on doing organic acids for that assessment too.
I guess it's been
around for a long time. Been great labs, doctors' data,
yeah.
Great Smokies. These are labs that have been doing it for an eternity, and they do a great job. And
I had it done like 4 or 5 years ago, and the one thing that stuck out in my mind, it's a nice little printout you get. It's colored,
Oh yeah.
Something about I wasn't absorbed. I didn't have enough B complex, B vitamins in my body, and I take B complex and I take some individually, but it didn't look like I was metabolizing them, obviously, to utilize them and show it coming, into my tissues, I guess, and the cells. So,
and of course, too, as one of the B vitamins, B12 has an absolute necessity for something called intrinsic factor.
mm-hmm.
And if you don't have it, and it's made by you, you can't absorb any B12 at all. You have to take intrinsic factor, or you have to take a form of B12 that's sublingual, so you can bypass the gut completely.
Okay.
Little tricks.
Okay.
Great question.
And one more question. A few weeks ago, I'm going back a couple weeks, Dave had called in with his comment, but he had also made a suggestion about that low-dose naltrexone.
Oh, yes, and he
had mentioned a lab in Colorado, a compounding osteopathic maybe lab.
Yes,
in Colorado. Did he get back to you?
He not only got back to me, I didn't see him in the flesh. Sitting on my desk when I returned. There sat the empty pill vial from Colorado, and the bill of sale that, if that's correct, would be the cheapest way to get the naltrexone. I don't know whether I was looking at a yearly rate or whether it was a half-year rate, but in either case, $60 was the bill. Okay.
Either a 6-month or a...
and I don't remember because I said to Kim, please check this out. Find out, is this 6 months or is this 1 year? And I never got any phone back. But even if it was 6 months, it's the most reasonably priced I've ever found. So
$60.
Anybody that comes in and requests naltrexone, I automatically ship them off to this Colorado pharmacy to do the compound.
You don't use your other lab anymore?
Well, I know that they compound it up to 4.5 milligrams like you're supposed to, and that's the cheapest price I've ever come across. So I feel that I can trust the compounding pharmacy. I don't have any reason to suspect that they're trying to hoodwink us, and that price can't be beat. I don't know of any other price. So Dave, I think, he absolutely came through, and wouldn't it be you that would remember it? So I'm reporting back. I got the vial. We've checked it out, and we're using that lab right now.
Okay, can you give the name of the
I don't know. I could give the name. But if I just ask him to give it to me, once I pass the vial off, I just forgot about it. But you're right. It's in Colorado.
Okay, can I call your office later? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so you have gotten pretty good results then using this over the years. I don't know how long Dave's been on it. But,
he's been on it quite a while. And there's certain people I just put on the naltrexone. MS patients, that was, I think, one of the first people we started with it. Absolutely. Any cancer patient that I treat, these are the people that go on it for their life. They're taking naltrexone at 4.5 milligrams. Every night just before to go to sleep, and it's just not part of their new regime. I every so often get a patient to come in here that has another condition that I didn't really know was one that the naltrexone helped, but I think as time moves on, this naltrexone is showing itself as being able to help in many things other than just the two I started with, and I don't hesitate. 4.5 milligrams is such a safe dose. I'm able to prescribe that nightly forever and not miss a beat.
And there wouldn't be any conflicts with any other, like I take some supplements, there wouldn't be any contraindication with anything that you
not at that dose.
Okay.
I think I'd said that when that drug, naltrexone, first made it into the hit parade, it came to us in the operating room first. The anesthesia world was given that drug and trialed it. And what we were given was a dose of 100 milligrams to be given IV if somebody didn't really, because they got too much narcotic during the surgery. That's what the naltrexone is, an agonist antagonist, narcotic. And so I look at this and say, hey, 4.5 by mouth versus 100 milligrams by vein, I don't think there's much of a threat here.
Okay.
And based on that, I felt this has been completely safe. And I've never had a person have a complaint. Okay.
And one more question, because just for my information, do you actually can recommend a website that is really good at explaining the benefits of that LDN?
Yeah, Dr. Schachter. Dr. First name I forget. Dr. Schachter. I like to say William Schachter, but it sounds too close like the Star
William
Trek guy. What's his first name? Michael Schachter. Google him up. He's
How
the
do you
one.
spell that?
Schacter.
Wait,
Michael. Schacter. Michael Schachter.
Okay.
His office is in New York, and he's been a real leader in the alternative world. And it was his experimentation that this ever came about, and I'm sure he displays it prominently on his website to this day.
And he's a medical doctor and researcher also?
He's a medical doctor and an alternative one to boot, with quite a bit of stature for a lot of years. And he's a great go-to guy, personal friend.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Courtney.
Absolutely. And having the lightning round questions one after another. It is okay with me, folks. All right. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll try this battle cry thing again. We'll see how it works. You may want to call up and ask some more questions. 412-825-6262. We will be back in just a moment. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to AIM Impact on Your Health. Heard here on KHB 620, each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. I'm Dr. Dennis Courtney with you today on a Monday morning version of the show. A little different for us. We're taking a break, to say the least. We're in Top Doc summer mode. We've had some wonderful physicians here and contributors to the Top Doc books. We've opened it up to you today to come on in here and get it straight, whatever's been clouding your mind. And to do so, you just give us a dial up at 412-825-6262. I'll listen for a knock on the door, and I'll let you in the store. Well, we have a knocker, so why don't you come on in and say what's on your mind. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Dr. Courtney.
Hello.
Thank you, as always, for your informative, presentation.
Well, I'm glad, Teresa. Nice to hear from you. How are you doing? How you feeling, dear?
Well, I'm feeling a great need. Have I ever tried and failed to get someone to drive me? I've got a place to go to get intravenous hydrogen peroxide and vitamin C, or else a place where I can get just vitamin C. Either one of the places needs a driver.
Okay, am I one of the places? Because I'm one of those people that do that.
Oh, I didn't know. It's a good thing I'm asking.
Oh, well, yeah. Sure. Yeah, hydrogen peroxide and vitamin C.
You mean I can go to you?
Yeah, you sure can. In fact, I can't believe that you didn't realize that you could come here, but...
I can't believe it either.
Yeah, sure, Teresa. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of those things I have to excuse myself for doing this to me, because I've worked so hard and failed to get drivers But in other words, I could just get someone. I still have to get a driver, but
I don't know. Are we closer than the other folks?
you're closer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that makes it real easy. So, come on in.
Also, I can just call Kim and make.
Yeah, you sure can.
Oh, could I say this? If this is not appropriate, tell me. If someone that's listening would be willing to drive me, from I pay them, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Squirrel Hill to your place when we settle on an appointment. I'd have to find out when the driver can go and then call Kim for an appointment. If there's anyone, if it's appropriate to call Kim.
Well, here, so that you don't get blasted with incorrect calls. If someone wants that and comes to the Squirrel Hill area, give us a call here, and we'll connect them to you. How's that?
Oh, thanks.
Okay?
Oh, great.
We don't want you to get crank calls. So
Yeah.
all right. So maybe it can work out that way that someone coming through. All right. Let's see.
Thank God.
All right. If you can help Teresa, give us a call here at the office. We'll connect you up phone number wise, and then both of you can come in at the same time. All right, Teresa.
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Bye.
All right. There you have it. There's a big thing in Pittsburgh about what Sydney drivers share a ride or what. I mean, big controversy. Union taxi drivers are going nuts. Yeah, I'm sure they just really enjoyed having me arrange for it on air. Here we are. We're at a Monday show where we're allowing you to come on in today and set the agenda as you see it. To do it at 412-825-6262. I've just about abandoned any opportunity of getting to my plan today. So tell you what, I'm pushing it till Wednesday. We won't miss it. Plenty to talk about then. But let's just take it right on up to the gong. We have another knock on the door. Come on in the store. Hello, welcome aboard. What's on your mind? Go right ahead.
Morning, Dr. Courtney.
Hi.
Hey, what would a low white blood cell count indicate?
Compromised immune system is the first thing in my mind. So if it is, the normal level should be between 4,000 and 10,000. The total white blood cell count. Do you happen to know, Sam, what yours is?
No, I just know it's below the bottom number. I know that.
Okay, so 4 to 10 is the normal. On any given day, a person's immune system could dip below that and not mean anything at all. But if somebody has a sustained white blood cell total count of less than 4,000, really have to figure out a reason for why the immune system is not able to maintain a better steady load of possible respondents to infection and the like. And that if somebody has constant infections, and try and look for an example as to why, that would certainly be one of those reasons why there are various diseases that compromise the immune system to not allow it to respond. So my advice would be, don't go by just one blood test, and if you haven't, okay, then maybe a pattern is starting to emerge that we should move on. But if it was only one CBC, that's the name of the blood test involved, don't ever panic from one. Get it repeated, and as long as there's not a steady string of these below, you won't have to worry about it. So that's the first place to start. Don't base any moves, medical moves, on one white blood cell count on one test alone. You have to get others, okay?
Is a white blood cell count, is that the same as a T cell count?
No.
T cell?
No. White blood cell count are the cells themselves for which your immune system develops in order to have an immune response. There's two different ways that the white blood cells can be put into place through the use of antibodies, which are not cells at all, and the other is through the use of the T cells, which actually are cells. These are the two arms of the immune system. Both would be suppressed, would be my guess, if someone had an overall white blood cell count below the normal range of 4 to 10,000 on a steady basis.
Would that have anything, low white blood cell, would it have anything to do with the an underactive, was it the thymus?
The thymus is pretty much a vestigial gland by the time we reach adulthood. So there's not much going on with the thymus, and the fact that it's underactive pretty much is the modicum for all, okay? Children, very active gland. Adult, not too active at all. So I wouldn't look to the thymus to be rescued by it. It's vestigial, literally, in the case of an adult.
So kind of supporting the thymus would have nothing to do with a low white blood cell count.
At your age, no.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions, Sam?
Well, I
Rapid fire. This is Rapid Fire Monday, like a machine gun. Keep firing them. Go ahead.
There was just a story in Discover magazine about low T cell counts and cognitive brain function.
All right. Interesting. I mean, interesting link. Interesting link.
Having the low underactive thymus gland, but it's interesting in laboratory testing that low T cell counts had lower brain cognitive function, and if the subjects were infused with T cells, their brain cognitive function improved.
Their
learning abilities.
I'd have to say that the lymph nodes themselves are the powerhouse for making T cells. The powerhouse, and they're located throughout the body. So, look, great question. We got bongos in the background. Nice to hear from you again. Bongos in the background, signaling our time out of here. I enjoyed it today. We're going to open it up again on Wednesday. I will get to talking about the products and the protocols that I've been utilizing here in my office. So, you want to sort of have a pen and paper ready on Friday and take down some notes. So, until then, this is Dr. Dennis Courtney saying so long for AIM Impact on Your Health.